From the Fox 10 Gulf Stream, this is Next Weather.
And in April, a total solar eclipse will travel across the central part of the country, and that includes us too. And we've been preparing for this for a long time, even decades. So how can we predict exactly when and where an eclipse will occur? Meteorologist Matt Barentine explains.
A solar eclipse is one of the most spectacular natural events. They've been mesmerizing humans as long as we've walked the earth. Dr. Albert Capood, a physics professor at South Alabama, says he finds it amazing that they're predictable, and humans have been making these calculations for hundreds of years.
I find it surprising because you're looking at three different independent motions. The motion of the Earth around the sun, the motion of the moon around the Earth, and the fact that you're trying to project a shadow of the moon on the Earth. To the casual observer, that would be like, well, there's no way we could predict things that move independently, but there is.
Eclipses can be predicted because they follow a pattern.
The moon's shadow traces a path on the Earth's surface, and that path repeats every 18 years. That's called a Saros cycle.
Saros is Greek for sweep because eclipses sweep across the sky every 18 years in these cycles, and each subsequent eclipse in those cycles is 120 degrees farther west from the last one, and they repeat in a similar region every 3 cycles, or 54 years. So here's how that looks when you lay it out. Here's a Saros cycle, and they go like this. So you keep repeating as it goes from east to west across the Earth. And as you can see, they stack up in the same region every 3 Saros cycles every 54 years. Dr. Capood says since it takes 54 years to come back around, people shouldn't take this for granted and should make a point of taking some time on April 8th to experience the eclipse.
What should get people's attention about this is that it is exceedingly rare. Basically once in a lifetime, and if you have a chance to go see a totality that's within a day's drive, you do it.
And as mentioned earlier, turning up the heat heading into tonight is going to be something that you'll need to do because we've got that colder weather moving in. But could this be the last freeze of the year? Meteorologist Jennifer Lambert has more.
Well, as mentioned, it is a chilly night ahead of us, so make sure that you're preparing. Go ahead, bring your pets inside, and prepare a plan for your plants, whether that be bringing them inside, bringing them in the garage, or covering them up outdoors, because a freeze warning is in effect. We're expecting a frosty morning to begin your Tuesday. Now, the National Weather Service has expanded this freeze warning to include northern Mobile and Baldwin counties, but our inland areas included. Even if you're not included in this freeze warning, it's still going to be chilly to begin, and it's best to go ahead and practice bringing those pets inside along with those plants. Now, overnight lows dipping down to the lower to mid 30s. It's going to be chilly stepping out the door for tomorrow, a little different than what we've been seeing for the past few weeks. But typically, when is our last freeze? We were talking about this last month, but typically, on average, our last freeze is around March 1st, and that's data from 1960 to 2023. However, for the past 2 years, we went deeper into March, even last year alone, diving deeper into March 20th. A few years before that, at the end of February was the last time that we saw a freeze, and then back in 2019, it was March 6th. So this is pretty standard for us to be seeing a freeze this late in the season. So it's not too far from average there. We'll continue to keep you updated, but hopefully this is the last one. And the good news, this is going to be a short, cold snap. After tomorrow morning, temperatures make the rebound, and by the weekend, that's when we're going to start to see overnight lows back in the 50s. We'll continue to monitor and keep you updated right here on Fox 10 and Next Weather.
And our temperatures as we finish out the forecast back up to around 70 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe a few isolated showers, especially Thursday night and Friday. And then we've got our downtown Cajun cook-off from 10 to 2 in Cathedral Square on Saturday. It looks like outstanding weather for that one. Bottom line is it's not going to stay cold for very long.